guys, it's Clarissa. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new, go ahead and click that subscribe button down below. Today's video is going to be this blue eye tutorial. This video is actually just going to be the eye tutorial, so if you'd like to see how I did my face and the rest of my makeup, go ahead and check out some of my other videos. There will be a link for one up above. If you'd like to see how I got this look, keep watching. To start things off, I'm going to be using my NYX eyeshadow base. It's a white base, and I'm sort of packing that real heavy on my lid and then just blending it with my finger. I want to make sure I get my full eyelid, and then I'm actually blending that all the way up to where my brow is, because I want to make sure anywhere I'm putting pigment is going to really sort of have the same base on there. Now I'm going to be using my Pinky Rose Bright Lights palette, and I'm using the shade Cloud to start things off. I'm putting that in, focusing on the crease and the outside corner of my eye, and I'm really packing that pigment on there. I want it to be very pigmented and heavy, because I'm going to sort of use this color to sort of pull out and blend the rest of my eye. After that, I'm going to go ahead and go into my Purr and Boxy Charm palette. I'm using the color Mia. It's sort of this sparkly blue color. So I'm putting that in the center of my eye and then focusing it on the outside and the inner part of my eye. This shade is not quite as thick and pigmented as the Bright Lights palette, so I'm going to use this as sort of a transition to help me blend the outside corner of everything. So I'm going to pack it on there where I need sort of more of the sparkly pigment, but I'm also going to use this sort of blend a lot better than just that solid color. Next, I'm going to go ahead and do the inner corner of my eye. I'm using the Bright Lights palette again and using the color Glitz. It's sort of this frosty blue color. So I'm putting that right on the inner corner of my eye and then pulling that up sort of toward the outside of where I had put that shadow before, almost like if I were doing a cut crease or something like that. Just keeping that on the outer corner and then pulling it in just a little bit so I can give it a little bit more of a lighter tone and a sparkle on that inner part of my eye. Now I'm going to be going back and fixing any parts that I think are patchy. So I'm using a combination of Cloud and Mia when I do this kind of stuff, sort of just making sure it's blended super well. And then I also decided that I kind of wanted to take my eyeshadow up a little bit higher. So I'm going to be adding some more pigment there and also doing underneath my eyes. For this next part, I really wanted to make sure it was blended super well, so I'm mostly just pulling the pigment that was already on my eye and just sort of pulling that out to make sure it's a little bit more blended and I have a more softer line at the top of where that eyeshadow is. And then if I feel like it's any patchy parts or parts that I need more pigment, then I'll probably be dipping in the Mia, because that's sort of a lighter and more forgiving shadow. Now I'm going to go ahead and do my one eyebrow. I'm not really going to show this in the tutorial. I have it in lots of other tutorials, and I really want to focus on my eyes for this one. But here is where I'm going to do my eyebrows. So I'm just go ahead and taking a clean blending brush and using that to sort of really make sure that the outside of my eye is blended. Do the same thing with the NYX eyeshadow base, putting that on my other eye. And then I'm also going to start off with the Bright Lights Cloud shade again, putting that in my crease, really packing it in there. And then after that, I'm going to be moving to Mia in the Purr Boxy Charm palette. It's more of that frosty shade. This one's going to go a lot faster because you guys don't really need to hear me talk about and do the same thing twice in a row. One thing about definitely using colors, and especially bright colors that are going to stick up from your skin, is I don't feel like it's like a step-by-step process. I feel like it's a lot of back and forth in order to get it to blend right. You guys know that I'm still working on my blending, and I feel like one thing that's super important is that it's not like you have to do one shade and you can't go back and touch that shade again. In order for things to blend nicely and make sure you have enough pigment and all that kind of stuff, it kind of is a lot of back and forth, and you have to make sure that you kind of go back and make sure everything is blended. If you need to add stuff somewhere, add it. If you need to sort of blend stuff more and sort of take away some of that pigment, then do that. If you need to use your finger a little bit, it's okay to do that. Noticed there was a little bit of pigment that I was missing on the outside corner, so I went back and added that. Now I'm going to go ahead and be using a NYX Vivid Brights eyeliner. It's a blue eyeliner. I had a lot of trouble with my eyeliner today, and it also made me realize that my eyeshadow wasn't quite even exactly to where it was, so I had to go back and fix that. And I just had a lot of back and forth with my eyeliner. It just was not cooperating with my eyes today. So it took me a while to go back and forth and make them match. And I'm using a MAC mascara. The color is Blue Charge, and I'm only putting that on my bottom lashes because on my top lashes I'm going to have fake lashes on, but I wanted a little bit more blue on the bottom, so I'm just using a blue mascara as well. Now I'm going to be putting on my lashes. I'm wearing my Sugar Label Beauty lashes in the style Dainty. The link for these lashes is going to be below in the description. I forgot to curl my lashes for the first side, but for the second side I'm going to curl my lashes because I have very straight lashes, and so if I don't curl them, you can kind of tell the difference, or definitely tell the difference between where the fake lashes are and where my lashes are, because mine are straight. So now I'm going to be doing my little trick where I take a little bit of eyeliner, putting that on the inner part of my eye just to make sure you can't tell the difference between the band of the fake lashes and my actual eyelash line. Now I'm going to be doing highlight. I'm highlighting my chest as well today because I'm going to be wearing a top that shows my chest. And I'm going to be using my Super Shock shadow from Colourpop in the color Sailor to use as a highlight as well because it has that sort of iridescent like purple and blue kind of style that I want for this look. Next I'm going to be just lining my lips with a NYX nude liner because I like lining my lips before I put any color on just to make them look a little bit fuller. Then I'm going to be using my Kat Von D Lolita 2 liquid lip and lining that with a NYX liner that's just a little bit darker than the shade of lip color that I'm using. And we're done. Well, I hope you all enjoyed that video. I'm continuing this trend of trying to experiment and do a lot more stuff with these colorful eyeshadows that I'm not necessarily used to using, working on that blending, getting that practice in. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe, and check back for new videos every Tuesday and Friday.